It began as a rumor, a whisper that drifted through the nearby towns. They said an entire village had vanished. No fire, no war, just gone. The place was called Darren Hollow, a quiet settlement surrounded by dense woods, about 20 miles from where I lived. I'm a journalist, and I thought it would make a good story. The village that disappeared overnight. I packed my camera, recorder, and notebook, not knowing that by the time I came back, I'd wish I hadn't gone at all. The road leading to Darren Hollow was cracked and overgrown. There were no signs, no markers, just an endless stretch of forest swallowing the path. When I finally reached the village limits, my GPS glitched out and the signal vanished completely. The first thing I noticed was the silence. Not the kind that feels peaceful, but the kind that presses against your ears until you start hearing your own heartbeat. No birds, no wind, no life, just rows of houses, perfectly intact but empty. Doors open, meals still on tables, clothes hanging on lines. It looked as if everyone had left mid-sentence. I took photos, dozens of them. Every shot showed the same eerie stillness. I found a calendar in one of the homes. The date was circled in red, October 17th. That was yesterday. My stomach twisted. In another house, I found a half-written letter on the kitchen counter. The last line said, "It's calling from the woods again. We can't sleep, we can't think." The rest was scratched out violently, as if someone had tried to erase it in panic. I kept walking, calling out, but no one answered. And then I heard it, a faint humming, low and rhythmic, coming from the center of the village. I followed the sound to the church. The doors were open, and inside, every pew was empty, except for the altar, where something had been drawn on the floor. Circles, symbols, and words I couldn't recognize, all carved into the wood. In the middle sat an old radio. Crackling faintly, I reached for it, and a voice whispered through the static, "We are still here." I stumbled back, heart racing. The air grew colder. The church bell began to swing on its own, clanging wildly, though there was no wind. I ran outside, but the road was gone. The forest had crept closer, swallowing the first row of houses. I turned around, and the buildings seemed different, older, rotting, like decades had passed in minutes. I grabbed my camera and snapped a photo of the church, but when I looked at the screen, the photo didn't match what was in front of me. In the picture, the church was full, filled with people, all sitting perfectly still, eyes closed, faces expressionless. At the front stood a tall figure cloaked in black. Facing me, I looked up. The church was empty again. By the time I found the main road, night had fallen. The forest groaned as I ran, branches clawing at my arms. I didn't stop until I reached my car. When I turned back, there was no village, no path, just trees, endless trees. Back home, I tried showing the photos to my editor, but every file was blank, except one. The last photo I took. It showed me, standing in the church doorway, camera in hand, surrounded by those same silent villagers. Their eyes were open this time, all of them staring at me. That was 3 days ago. Since then, I've been hearing that same low hum every night outside my window, and just now, I checked my phone. There's a new picture in my gallery. It's Darren Hollow, the church, the same villagers. Only now, I'm sitting among them.